So the title is the title of the company that this group of immature, innocent high schoolers that wanted to start professional business solving mysteries. And so they called it originally Debunkers LLC. And over the course of the film, you'll discover the evolution to a corporation, which is always the joke in this movie, is that these guys are so interested in the business of the running a business of a mystery company as they are actually solving mysteries.
Whether it's LLC, right?
Whether it's LLC or incorporated.
These are the important things.
Huge important thing. And so that's actually their name of their company, and it's just these wide-eyed high schoolers that want to bake it till they make it and be professional and real crime solvers, mystery solvers.
Yes, and they start off with something probably that's over their head.
Yeah, they do. I mean, if the movie starts where it's like, you get a feeling that, the first mysteries they're solving are, mom lost a cat, and, there's something going on at the high school, and there's, a little prank going on. And so it's kind of more like they're snitches, but they think they're like, we're helping justice, we're solving things. And then there's a real crime that goes down at the school where there's a girl that supposedly has been murdered. And so all of a sudden things become really real for them real fast.
Well, she disappears.
She disappears.
Yeah.
Thinks she's been murdered.
Yeah, they're drawing conclusions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is this movie classified as a mystery, a comedy, drama?
It's a mystery comedy, I would say.
Yeah, it's a family-friendly mystery, high school mystery.
Yeah.
It's got comedy elements in it, obviously.
Because the boys are, the group.
The group, yeah. We couldn't have had these guys and not had comedy, and I think that's just the way that they're a talented group of actors who do really good at improving situations that could be straight situations. They find a way to make them funny, and I think that was really powerful.
Well, I've seen the film, and I have to say that I found it very hilarious and also touching at moments. So I think that is a tribute to the writers, most definitely. And I think it's rare nowadays that you get a movie that you can sit down and watch with your whole family and enjoy it and not be uncomfortable. How important was it to you, Ryan and Matt, to make a movie that was consumable by an entire family?
Oh, it was the #1 priority when we sat down and we said, well, what are we going to do? First we knew we had the location, but I knew that I definitely wanted to start up something that was for the family, not necessarily a family. If you think family film, at least the American film market will say family film is something with kids that are younger than 12, who are lead actors in it. Sometimes you have an animal, and they're dealing with things that are their age. This is a little bit older than that. These guys are in high school, but our kids enjoyed it. 12 and 14 at the time when they saw it, or 11 and 14, they loved it. Other high school students say they love it, so it puts it at that. It's family friendly, and I think that we definitely hit that target demographic.
Yeah, and I think for us, like, we wanted something that had heart, that had real heart with the characters and the story, and it could be appreciated by all ages. So that just makes it family friendly. Something that there's no reason that it would alienate anybody from wanting to watch it. That it's fun and it's light, and those are a lot of movies that we love too.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up watching, whether it was like Home Alone or stuff like that. That sometimes it's not a kids movie, but it's something that has a storyline that's just. Everybody can put themselves back in the headspace of what it was like to have sort of this innocent, wide-eyed view of the world and let your imagination take flight. And so that's what we wanted to put into this.
Yeah, and I think part of the goal was to have a movie that you can have on in the house and not be afraid.
Yeah.
Just have it on.
Right.
Regardless of who walks in, if grandma comes in, if your kids are in there, it's not a problem. It's a film that doesn't have any language in it like that. This is definitely a PG film.
Yeah.
What kind of comparables would you make? Are there movies out there that you can say it's kind of a mix of these two, or something like this movie?
Yeah, I'd say the best would be like a mix of Scooby-Doo and Agent Cody Banks. And Scooby-Doo with the mystery and the ensemble trying to all kind of fumble around each other to figure something out, being a real mystery. And then the Agent Cody Banks is this, idea that it's a childhood fever dream that, kids can imagine themselves actually working at a level that's this, legit level of their dreams coming true to do things that be a real mystery solver. So those were the two at the beginning. And what it kind of came out to be in the end was just something about people that are passionate about something, like young kids that are passionate, and they're so passionate that, you know, you'll have to see how it ends, but the message is that if you're passionate about something, and it's kind of the story of how the film came about too, you will find yourself one day after all the smoke and mirrors seeing that something real has come out of it.
It's pretty neat. There's a lot of questions whether or not this is like Veronica Mars, and it's not. Veronica Mars is way more edgy. This film would be a PG rating, whereas Veronica Mars might be a PG-13, sometimes even a rated R content.
You could say like the whole, like, you know, Nancy Drew Hardy Boys too, a bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that element of it. The idea is you get teenagers who want to do good, and they set out together and build a camaraderie.
Yeah.
To solve problems and help people, and that's what's behind their motivation. That's their motivation.
But they're just as interested in making some money while they're at
It's got to be cash coming in.
What age range are you saying this movie was created for?
12 to 17. 12 to 17, and their parents. I love sitting down and watching movies with my kids, and this is a great opportunity for that to happen. Not only we watch the movie together and they love it, it's really fun to see them love a movie that you've made.
12 to 17, or if you feel 12 to 17 at
Or if
heart.
you feel 12, or if you remember being 12 to 17, watching a movie like this.
Yes.
And how you felt.
Yes.
That is where the audience is.
So you feel that it's entertaining for an adult, even if they weren't watching it with their child. An adult couple could sit and enjoy it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
The idea was that.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're an adult, you know, and you thought it was funny.
Easy.
And we were writing, you were laughing, so hopefully, you know, if
Yeah.
you're. But yeah, I mean, that's the idea. It's like a Spy Kids, you know, Spy Kids.
You can enjoy it.
You can
for
enjoy
sure.
it too,
Yeah.
and we do have nods, of course, the business element of their whole. What they've got going on with their business, we throw in, you know, I think anyone that maybe has either owned a business or just kind of understands taxes and all that stuff. There's some nods to that I think things adults can pick up on that maybe go over kids' heads.
It's kind of Shrekian in that way.
Yeah, that's
if
great,
that's a
yeah.
word, Shrekian.
Shrekian.
There's some like you say, nods. There's some qualities to the movie where the adults and people in business might definitely recognize some of the statements, some of the things said.
Like, and I liked being like, hey, I don't know exactly what that even means, but I know that one day I'm gonna figure it out, and it kind of made me excited.
It
to be
plants
like,
the bug in you
yeah,
to
I don't
figure it
get
out.
this, but adult stuff, you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're just like, I really want people to know this or seek this out about the film?
The making of the film mirrors what the film is about in a very beautiful way, because it's all about, you know, we came together to make this film with really limited resources and a lot of passion, and there was a lot of youthful energy to it too, and we ended up, now it's on Showtime, you know. And I think in the same way, this group of teenagers, they want to be this big professional detective agency, and at first they have no idea if it's going to happen, and they're kind of faking it with smoke and mirrors, and then you know, I would just say that at the end, they realize that having a big imagination can sometimes be a good thing, you know, without spoiling too much. So I think that's the cool thing to see, is that from behind the camera and in front of the camera, it was very much like, you know, if you will something into existence with a lot of heart and a lot of passion, it's gonna come to be. You know?
Totally. Yeah, I think along the same lines, the capability of a talented crew to wrap their heads around an interesting story, to get that made, that's what becomes fun to watch. And I think that's the element that makes it a Showtime quality film. Not the huge budget we didn't have, but the surplus of passion that we brought to the set every day, and wanting to get it into the can, and wanting to make the best we could out of the story.
Yeah.
And I think that's the element that you see on the screen when you watch the movie. You see how fun it was to make by the product that you watch.
What letting creative disciplines empower us as opposed to limit us.
Absolutely.